broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm here in Denmark in a psychology center, and we are holding a very festive astrology congress over these 4 days. We've had the first day esoteric astrology and psychology, so taking advantage of the Aquarius energies for that. We have um, some very potent energies. I have the chart here. Had it anyway. Let's see. This is the chart for London time, uh, and it's tomorrow morning London time at 8:35:39 a.m. And you see over here, if my screen is visible, hopefully it is, and hopefully Kay will warn me if it's not. We have the Sun, Neptune, and Mars all together within 3 degrees of each other. It's a multiple conjunction, and Mercury's in there as well. That's 6 degrees. The two six-ray planets um, in a in a sign of idealism, along with the Sun, and Chiron is very close, only in Pisces. And since Aries is the rising sign in GMT, which is a place where we oftentimes measure the world impact of a full moon. Mars then is the ruler, and Mercury is the ruler esoterically. Um, and therefore, both rulers of the ascendant are in the idealistic, transformational, group activating, group creative sign, Aquarius, in the 12th house, where some fundamental societal changes can occur. And we have seen, look at this over here, Saturn is exactly at the 7th house cusp, and it's in the Aquarius decanate of Libra. So we have witnessed some huge social changes, and it's just really beginning. The moon is in the 29th degree of Leo, and that means that the star Regulus is upon it. And Regulus, the heart of the lion, has a great deal to do with controlling. It's a first ray star controlling the lunar nature, controlling the selfish autocratic nature in all of us in favor of the group movement. And let's all hope that that stays on track. Um, we have the symbolism of the sign Aquarius, very potent. Um, this is the Jafra symbol. And here we have the water carrier pouring out the waters of life, which are spreading in all directions, vitalizing, nurturing all they touch, including the all manner of sevenfold chakra systems. So Aquarius, we understand, is one of the major signs ruling the etheric body and the circulation of vital energies. In a way, Uranus and Aquarius rule all the higher planes of our cosmic physical plane, all the higher ethers, and the vitalization that must pass through those if the lower planes are also to be vitalized. It has a Uranus meaning, Aquarius, and also conventionally a Saturnian meeting. Um, okay. Okay. Am I still audible, Kay? Good, good. Okay, thank you. There's something, well, at least we're going to be recorded audio. Something a little peculiar is happening with the video, but we will just do the best we can with it. Um, I know, if you'll just excuse me for a minute, I'm going to make a little adjustment, um, here. Sorry for this delay. This is, I, well, I have a huge 2 terabyte drive connected. Ah, it got disconnected. Yes. Okay, we're going to reconnect it. And hopefully all will be well with this. Expansion drive F, and now there are 2 terabytes available, and everything ought to be just fine. I'll have to be very careful how I handle my mouse here. So, okay, that's working. And I will continue now with this little explication. Let's see, we were right here. Yes. Okay, it has a Saturnian meaning also, and as you see, the skull is there, which is the Saturnian symbol, and one has to pass through, the traveler on the path has to pass through the veil of Saturnian death, and then we see the shining city on the hill, which is the symbol of utopia, and that is the Aquarian symbol, whether it's the holy city or whether it's Shambhala or hierarchy, it doesn't make any difference, or whether it's idealism for humanity and the city that can be created. It is the destination of all utopian thought. Now, utopias can be misguided and they can turn into dystopias, but we are trusting that hierarchy, which is also ruled by Aquarius, has a firm guiding hand in stimulating the group mind of humanity and the group soul. We also have here the 3 rulers represented, Uranus, the Orthodox ruler, in violet. We have Jupiter, the esoteric ruler, in its blue color, and the moon, the hierarchical ruler, all 3 vehicles of the lunar of the personality. We have a beautiful image here from Francis Donald, who has sent us a kind of a Kuan Yin figure embracing the entire world with the luminous understanding and compassion at the same time. So the image speaks for itself. In a way, it's very Jupiterian, very Venusian, and it shows the promise for our Earth if we release the love, wisdom, energy, and the blue color of the Earth will predominate. The great love, wisdom, energy will predominate. So, okay, now we are ready to proceed, and we will begin with our meditation. It's so nice to see so many of you. We have over 50 people with us. I would greet you all individually, but well, we are a group in Aquarius. We're from all over the world, and some of you can see who's all there, from the United States and from Europe and from Australia and from New Zealand. Welcome, welcome everybody. Okay, well, we'll begin now. So this is the beginning of the day of safeguarding. The actual full moon is approximately 9 hours and 20 minutes from now, approximately. And we're within the 12 hours preceding and the 12 hours following. These are the times of safeguarding, receiving and holding the energy. So we withdraw our consciousness from the personality and its vehicles, and we enter deeply into the presence of the soul. We recognize ourselves as the soul in incarnation. We are the observer of the world of the senses, of the astral sentient body, of the lower mind. We find ourselves as the soul, and as our customary world fades out, we feel ourselves established within the field, the soul field of light, of love, and of spiritual power. We find ourselves, at least imaginatively, on the plane of soul, the higher mental plane. We merge ourselves then into the deep sense of group soul. The soul is group conscious. And we are as if touching each other on the plane of soul, in each other's presence, connected. Space being an illusion, united together now. All these egoic lotuses magnetically related to each other. And we continue, we unite in soul with all the spiritually minded people of the world, with the men and women of goodwill. We extend this in our imagination. We feel our heart covering the many places on the planet where these people of goodwill can be found as souls. And we go even further, embracing the entire planet. We visualize the group soul merging into the soul of the new group of world servers, into the soul of the one humanity, the one human soul. Wherever in the body, out of the body, wherever there is a human consciousness, it is all one soul. One consciousness with multiple apertures, multiple points of perception. And we are in them all. We are one consciousness in the Argus eyes, the 10,000 eyes. A multi-dimensional unity, one soul. And we realize the second ray, word of power, one of them. There is no my soul, no thy soul. Only thee soul, naught is but me. Capital Me, the great I, naught is but me. We are at a point of group tension upon the mental plane. Surrounding the mental unit, the group mental unit, a point of tension is building up. It has drawn energy from the etheric physical, from the astral body. It has drawn that energy up into a point of mental tension. And from the center of our soul nature, according to the soul ray, the will aspect of the soul feeds that point of mental tension with will. We invite the will aspect of the soul to strengthen the point of mental tension, the will to initiate of the first ray, the will to unify of the second ray, the will to evolve of the third ray, the will to harmonize of the fourth ray, the will to act of the fifth ray, the will to cause of the sixth ray, the will to express of the seventh ray. According to our soul ray, we feed the point of mental tension. And in general, we use the will to unify of the second ray. And so we have a basis of mental tension from which the first stage of building the rainbow bridge can occur. Intention. We strengthen our intention with the power of soul will and the lower energies drawn up, and we imaginatively then visualize a dual-colored rainbow bridge extending as if from that point of tension into the spiritual triad. The colors can be, according to our personality ray and soul ray, red for the first ray, indigo blue for the second, green for the third, yellow for the fourth, orange for the fifth, rose color or light blue for the sixth, violet color for the seventh, the dual-colored rainbow bridge. We create this in imagination. It reaches symbolically upward, and it is as if the many Antakaranas or rainbow bridges are all visible now. Those of our group and all the colors represented. And they are as if reaching up as part of a cone toward a blue-white diamond at the top of the cone. They reach up through the aspects of the triad, through the great abstract mind of the group and of the planet, through the Buddhic nature, embracing, encompassing, harmonizing, through the Atmic will, empowering, toward the blue-white diamond, which we will represent as the spirit, as Shambhala, as our monadic nature, symbolically, the multicolored cone, anticoronic vortex or cone. We pause to feel sentiently the reality of the group Antakarana. Through which we can invoke the wisdom, the light, the power, the love of the triad, the beingness of the spirit. We can invoke this together. And we as if project a beam of white light across the multicolored conic Antakarana bridge. We project it on the second ray word of power. I see the greatest light. I see the greatest light. And as we think this, projecting it together, we can sound the second ray word of power on the second ray note. I see the greatest light. And we are as if infused by these triadal energies, and ready to proceed. And within the triadal worlds, we imaginatively recognize the members of the Great White Brotherhood as points of energy, points of ray energy, members of the great ashram of Sanat Kumara, and as a group we will offer our salutations to these great ones for what they represent as heads of the ashram, representatives of the seven ray energies, Our first salutation will be to the Christ, the Master of all Masters. We do this as a group and not in the personal sense at all, offering ourselves as channels, as means of expression for their energies. Salutations to the Christ, the Master of all Masters. Salutations to the Master Moria, the head of all esoteric schools and organizations. Salutations to the Master Kuthumi, the coming Bodhisattva of the age of Capricorn, whose ashram is now mainly responsible for the reappearance of the Christ. Salutations to the Master Jwal Kul, the teacher to which we are responding through his works with Alice Bailey, the one who trains aspirants for initiation. And salutations to our own Master, whomever he may be, whether one mentioned or one of the other great ones, as we conceive him to be. And salutations to the entire spiritual hierarchy of our planet, the Society of Organized and Illumined Minds, the Great White Brotherhood, the lodge on high. And from this point of tension, we raise our imaginative thought towards the center where the will of God is known. As a group we do this, and with deepest reverence and in all humility, we attempt, identified as a group soul, to attune to the presence of the greatest example of the teaching ray upon our planet, the head of the one fundamental school of occultism in Shambhala, the king of Shambhala. We attune imaginatively with one tiny attenuated aspect of the great will energy of Sanat Kumara. And the Om is a silent one, a long silent Om, as we seek to become, as a group, imbued with the energy of purpose, of will, of intention, from the highest center. And may every aspect of the group life be imbued with this vitalizing, living energy as we begin to learn a tiny bit of what the divine will means on our planet. The energies are pouring into Shambhala at this time under the law of assembly, being prepared for distribution, registration and distribution. And now we will imagine the group as a point of brilliant light. It is as if upon a golden path, a long golden path. We are not individuals, we are a point of united light, love and power. And that golden path moves towards a sun, towards the indigo center of a blazing sun. Let's get the feel of that. We are utterly together in our intention, in our presence. And we are moving together as the path of golden light shortens, moving toward the indigo center of the sun, towards the sun, shortening, disappearing within the sun, and we are within the indigo space. Let us feel that. Together, a point of willingness, of lighted, loving willingness within the indigo sphere. And in this sphere we as if meet the consciousness of Master DK, who has so many under training, at least as an outer group. There we meet his consciousness, And we perform the rest of the meditation as if within, attuned with this consciousness. So that we as a group can become one day perhaps outposts, an outpost of the Master's consciousness. And we now turn our attention inwardly towards the heavens. We are going to begin raising our consciousness towards the great energy streams now available. Towards the constellation Aquarius as represented by the sign Aquarius, the sign condensing the energies of the constellation, focusing and condensing. We will turn our energies towards Uranus, which is the orthodox ruler. And this is the power of creativity, the power of invention and reinvention, to renovate the energy patterns through which we as individuals and as groups and as humanity are expressing, changing the pattern towards the archetype. We will be reaching towards the energy stream of Uranus, towards the stream of Jupiter, the esoteric ruler, which will be conveying the power to achieve spiritual growth and fulfillment through loving, inclusive, expansive group cooperation, group consciousness. We will grow together under Jupiter, and finally towards the moon, which is truly veiling 3 planets, one for each level of the personality. Vulcan, the etheric physical, strong and fit. Neptune, suffusing the emotional body with love from the Buddhic plane. And Uranus giving us a cult mind. The moon bringing us the possibility of the transfiguration of the lower nature. Aquarius being one of those signs in which transfiguration can occur, and even the 4th initiation can occur. So we will attune with Uranus, with Jupiter, and with the triple veiled group of planets masked by the moon. And we will turn our attention to them one by one, attempting as a group to receive them, be pervaded by them, distribute them, become intimate with these energies, not just theoretically, but feeling their presence. And first Uranus, the home of electric fire. We can visualize the violet glyph of Uranus, home of electric fire, the first ray monad of Uranus, the 7th ray soul of Uranus. We can imagine the violet stream streaming towards the earth, even an electric blue, sometimes the color of the first ray. And we can focus together on the alchemical power of Uranus to transmute, transform, transfigure, and translate, each applying to one of the four lower planes: transmutation, physical etheric, transformation, emotional, transfiguration, mental, translation, Buddhic, leading to the reordering of the lower worlds according to the pattern in heaven, the archetypal pattern. We ponder together, we receive together, we focus together on Uranus. This electrifying, vitalizing energy, reordering everything, renewing, authenticating, this energy of livingness, occult livingness, this energy of the will to be. Uranus in relation to Aquarius, vitalizing the group soul, the soul of humanity, rendering the human mind receptive to occult realization, the realization of spirit, changing the pattern of things. We try to feel this energy pouring through us as a group, this Uranian stream of energy. Feel it in your etheric body and every aspect of your personality, as if pouring through the soul and through the jewel in the lotus, and through the triad especially, well, all three aspects of the triad really. Feel this electrifying presence of Uranus. And as we feel it, we think of our groups and those we know. Where are we, where are our groups most in need of the Uranian qualities, and we transmit these qualities. We imagine ourselves transmitting the Uranian qualities. We will use the note B, for now the seventh ray note, at least one of them. We will transmit on the violet ray the Uranian power to our groups with the intent that all things shall be made new and reflected in accordance with the archetypal patterns. We transmit on the sound of the Om. And may our group and all groups be regenerated according to the archetype. May the inner name of the group be felt and realized and expressed. May the whole group process be revitalized through Uranus. We will turn our attention then to the esoteric power of Jupiter, bestowing the fullness of group consciousness, group love, enlarging and unfolding the group causal body, building and completing the realization of group soul. This is Jupiter, the life more abundant, the abundant life for all humanity, for all kingdoms of nature, for the entire planet, the great compassionate, inclusive energy of Jupiter, expanding our ring-pass knot of consciousness and participation. We will feel this energy of Jupiter moving into the group aura, the royal blue, slightly tinged with purple energy of Jupiter that we absorb together. Our heart expands, the group heart. The group causal body expands. The egoic lotuses fuse with each other as if within one field. We move together. We realize together. We progress together. We are conscious together. We grow together. We represent the One, the unity which Aquarius, the sign of universality, reveals. We participate in this growing sense of universality. And no one is left out. All are included. And to our groups where they most need the Jupiterian energy, we will transmit this on the royal blue energy. We will bless and transmit via Jupiter, and we will use the note G, interestingly sometimes called a seventh ray note, but most often a second ray note, and Jupiter both second and seventh rays. On the G, we bless and transmit the Jupiterian quality to individuals, to our groups, to humanity. And so we are receiving the violet stream of Uranus, we are receiving the royal blue stream of Jupiter. We are open to these streams, and their real point of application is what the hierarchical moon in Aquarius represents. The hierarchical ruler veiling Vulcan, the physical, Neptune, the emotional, Uranus, the mental, bringing about the transfiguration eventually of the personality, and the transfiguration of the personality of humanity eventually, and Jupiter and Uranus will play a very great role in this, passing through the Vulcanian, Neptunian, Uranian vehicles, producing the radiance of the etheric physical atoms under Vulcan, the lighted radiance under Vulcan, the blinding light. Feel that. Let us feel that in the group etheric body. Let us feel the transcendental love of Neptune. From the Buddhic and monadic planes, let us attempt to feel that in the group astral body. And the brilliance of Uranus, the flashing, lightning-like first ray, seventh ray brilliance, penetrating the mental body of the group, awakening it, enlivening it to transfigurative potentials, occult mind coming into the group. Let us feel our head centers, our mind enlivened by this Uranian stream, so that under the moon in Aquarius all of our vehicles are regenerated by the tripled veiled group of planets. Regenerated, archetypalized, empowered, eventually translated into the triad. But not yet. First, the preparation. The hierarchical moon. And as we transmit this transfiguring, transformative, transmutive power into the group and groups, we wish for, we pray for, we bless, we anticipate the regeneration of the lunar vehicles of humanity, we open to this possibility of regeneration, and we will use the fourth ray note, representing the fourth grade of hierarchy, representing the human personality, and that will be the note Mi, the note E, the yellow note, as we see the personality brought into harmony, and the group personality and humanity brought into harmony. And so now a triple stream is open, and in fact 4 planets are involved. The moon has no real transmission of its own, and the channel is open for us via the cone. The group is receiving, the group can transmit. We stretch even further, as a group, always as a group, in imagination towards the great solar god, so linked to Leo and Aquarius, the god of our solar system, the great solar logos, the point at the center of the hourglass, the transforming point. We open our hearts, we open our heart in the head. We imagine the open egoic lotus receiving the rays of the solar logos, of which it is a tiny reflection. The God of love, wisdom, pouring through all the planets and through Shambhala and through the hierarchy and into all of our vehicles. We imagine the great sun, if it is night where we are, or perhaps we are seeing it, the great blazing vehicle of the solar logos, the sun, the symbol. We open to the heart of the cosmic logos, our solar logos. Our home as a monad is within the sun. We must never forget that. Our home is within the sun as a spirit. And we are meant to become sunflowers, whether egoically or monadically. And so we bask within the radiance of the great second ray, solar logos, sounding the Om, radiating the love wisdom. The love wisdom of the blue logos. And now our direct approach to the constellation Aquarius, the water bearer, radiating the peculiar quality of light called the light that shines on earth across the sea. That shines on earth across the sea, the light which ever shines within the dark, and cleansing with its healing rays that which must be purified until the dark has gone. And the beautiful image here conveys that, the light that shines on earth across the sea, shining within the dark, cleansing with healing rays, and purifying until the dark is gone. cleansing of the earth, the irradiation with love wisdom of the earth. We imagine this Aquarian energy pervading every aspect, every atom, every molecule, every cell, every aggregate, every entity, every being within our Earth and even within the solar system. The light that shines on Earth across the sea. This luminous fifth ray coming through Aquarius, the most luminous of all the ray lords. And really, Aquarius representing the entire head center, the synthesis, the universal synthesis of the head center. Aquarius that, and Pisces, the heart within the head. Uniting all the ray energies and all the zodiacal energies between the two of them, Pisces and Aquarius. And in this sense of great universality, where the gifts of the head center are poured forth abundantly, effortlessly, after much effort and much carrying of burdens, we ponder the individual and group implications of the great mantram of Aquarius. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. And we attempt to grasp the esoteric meanings and see how we participate in this as individuals, as a serving group, as the new group of world servers. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. Everything we have is meant to be given, meant to be poured forth. To those who give all is given. Water of life am I, the true soul, group soul, the true monad. Water of life am I, poured forth for all the members of the fourth creative hierarchy and for all the kingdoms, liberally poured forth. As the sun shines upon the just and the unjust, liberally poured forth in blessing for those who thirst. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. It is as if the chalice on the head, the great head center, it opens up, it receives, it becomes the overflowing cup, the cup that runneth over, poured forth, endlessly replenished, endlessly. We feel the great flow nourishing us as the outflow occurs. We give and automatically receive. A great universal stream of energy pouring into our solar system, and especially onto our planet with its ages of Aquarius impending. Filling all space so there is no space. And slaking the thirst of form for the infusion of soul spirit. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. Deeply vitalizing, unifying, universalizing our consciousness. And our touch to all within the network, our touch to the human soul, the one human soul. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men, and this will increase now over the next number of hours. We have a lot to carry, a lot to hold, a lot to carry in the head center, not to spill it. It's intensifying now, and we will be most cautious as we continue to receive it, so that by the time the full moon comes, we have a very powerful fullness in the group head center and in the group causal body, and in the causal body and chalice of all the members of the new group of world servers, those who can hold it, ready for the days of distribution. So we reaffirm our alignment, we revisualize it. It's pouring forth really from the one about whom naught may be said, from the center of the Pleiades, but then through the constellation Aquarius, through the solar logos, at the very center of our solar system, and through the planets Uranus, Jupiter, and Neptune and Vulcan are also included if we look at what is behind the moon, and into Shambhala, thus through our monad and all associated monads in the 7 great groups of monads, and into the hierarchy through the great Lord, the Christ, throughout the ashram and throughout the 7 great ashrams, and through the ashram with which you believe yourself to be associated, through your soul, into your spiritualized personality and the spiritualized group personality from the spiritualized group soul, pervading all, pervading the alignment. We keep it open. It's very high. So much of it is approached in imagination, but one can feel the Devic representation of it, the presence of these energies, tangible energies. Through the antichoronic cone, and very present for all of us. And we will build towards the exact moment of the full moon, which I trust and hope that all of us will honor. Even if it keeps us up quite late. And together as a group we will look out upon humanity, the world situation. Let us think together as a group mind, group soul, how the energies of Aquarius can be specifically applied to the upliftment of humanity, and perhaps to solve at least one problem, specific problem of humanity. Let us search with the mind's eye for where the Aquarian energy really needs to be applied. Let us search together. Perhaps as you search, a mantram, a word of power will come to you that can be repeated to strengthen the effect of the Aquarian energy in solving a problem of humanity. And we will look out upon the human race. We will bless the human race. We can even raise our hands in blessing, as DK has sometimes recommended in his meditations when blessing the world. We will bless the world with the Aquarian energy, the associated ray energies, the associated planetary energies, to solve problems of humanity through the distribution of that energy. And we will use the second ray note. And holding that alignment and holding the sense of the universal, unifying, blessing energies of Aquarius, the great sign of service, we will sound the great invocation together and close the meditation with the sacred word sounded 3 times. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Friends, I appreciate your participation in this full moon pre-meditation. Remember the exact time, according to the Swiss ephemeris, 8:35 and 39 seconds, a GMT. And do your best to there's some sound coming in there. Do your best to maintain the point of tension. If you are awake during this time, let it build up for you, and let it build up for you until we can together bring that powerful group presence to the exact moment of the full moon. Okay, so good night, good day, good afternoon, and we'll be with you in meditation in another 8 hours or so, thinking of you, and let's hold ourselves in the group soul, bringing in the universal energies of Aquarius. So thanks everybody, and thank you for attending this webinar. Bye-bye.